Changing dimensions. All right, so what is the area of a figure made up of? Rectangles with 12 centimeters and height of 4 and a parallelogram with 12. So they give you all these abstract ones, draw them out, and they're easy to find. All right? Problem of the day, quickly go over. Today we learned to make a model to explore how area and perimeter are affected by changes in the dimensions of a figure. So the area that we found, the perimeter we found, what happens when we make these figures larger or smaller? How does it change the area and how does it change the perimeter? Find how the perimeter and the area of this figure change when its dimensions change. So let's think about it, okay? So this is 4 and this is 2. So the area of this one, 2 times 4 is 8. The perimeter is 2 plus 4 is 6, plus 2 plus 4 is 12. So that was the perimeter, this is the area. Now, we change. Now it's 2 by 1. So 1 times 2. The perimeter, or excuse me, did those backwards. The area and the perimeter. So this is the A, the area, and then the perimeter. 1 plus 2 is 3, plus 2 plus 1 is 6. So how did they change? What happened? We went from 12 to 6. We went from 8 to 2. All right. But how much did these change? They went down by half. So if the perimeter goes down by half, that's good. So if we reduce by half, perimeter changes by that amount. If we reduce by 2 here, we divide it by 2. If I take 8 and divide it by 4, it's there. So there's something a little bit different going on with area. Let's let them point it out to you. Draw a model of the two figures in graph paper. Label the dimensions. The original figure is 4 by 2 rectangle. The smaller one is 2 by 1. Okay? We'll use the formula for a perimeter and a rectangle. All right? Hopefully you remember those and knew how to do that. All right? So, we found the perimeter of each, 12 and 6. Okay? Length times width. We found the area of each, 8 and 2. The perimeter is divided by 2, and the area is divided by 4. So, if this is changing, it goes from 4 to 2, it's divided in half. My guess is the perimeter, again, will be divided in half, but the area will be divided by 4. Let's see if we're right. It's 2 by 2, so that would be an area of 4. This one is 4 by 4. That would be an area of 16. 16 divided by 4 is 4. Oh. We take twice, so we divided that by 2 to get from here to there. So instead we divide by 4. It's 2 squared. Okay? With perimeter, let's see if they do change by half. 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 is 8. Remember, you have to add all 4 sides. Some of you had big problems with that. Oh, there's 2 numbers. I add 2 numbers. I get the answer. No, perimeter means all the way around. You have to do those. 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4. Perimeter is 16. That's division by 2. This is division by 4. It does hold true. The same thing happens. Now let's let them take their long and slow process and go through it as well. Okay? Next year you'll learn what the actual changes are. The original figure is 2 times 2. All right, 4 by 4 square. Okay, so for the perimeter, we add the length and the width, and then we multiply by 2. 4 plus that is going to be 8. We do the same thing over there. 4 plus 4 is 8, times 2 is 16. Hey, our perimeters were right. Here we do the area. 4 and 16. Hey, we were right. The perimeter is multiplied by 2, and the area is multiplied by 4. So, whatever we change the dimensions by, it grew by a times of 2. Well, for the area, it's going to grow by a times of 4. For the perimeter, it's going to grow by that same amount. Okay? So, draw a rectangle whose dimensions are 4 times as large as the given. Okay, so they want a rectangle and we make it 4 times as big. So that means 4 times 2, it will be 8 tall. 4 times 3, it will be 12 long. I know that's not proportional, but we're okay. We look, oh, 4 times as big, 4 times as big. Now watch this. 2 times 3, the area is 6. 8 times 12, 96. Wow. This grew by times 4. Watch. 96 divided by 6 is 1. Okay. 16. What's 4 squared? It's 16. So this changed by 4. The area is going to change by 16. It's that 4 squared. Okay? Let's look at perimeter now. We're doing a little extra here. With perimeter, 2, 6, and then 2 and 3 again. So that would be 12. Perimeter is 8 and 20. So the perimeter for this one would be 40. Okay. All right. So, excuse me. If only my math brain was working today. It is Sunday morning. All right. 5 and then 10. Hey, this was times 4. This is times 4. So whatever you change the dimensions by, the perimeter changes by that same amount. We grew by times 4. Perimeter grows by times 4. This grew by times 4. So you have to take whatever it grew by, which was 4, and square it. That's 16. The area grew by times 16. That is what you'll learn next year as well. All right, so let's look at what they show us, see how we did. All right, multiply each dimension by 4. Okay, so we get 12 by 8. Perimeter of 10, 40. Dimensions changed by times 4. Perimeter changed by times 4, or a multiple of 4. Area, 6. Area, 96. This is times 16, because that's what 4 squared is. That changed by 4, so this changes by whatever that changed by squared, which is a 16. Okay? When the dimensions of the rectangle are multiplied by 4, the perimeter is multiplied by 4, and the area is multiplied by 16. Here's why. This side changed by times 4. This side changed by times 4. Well, and don't we multiply this and this? So it's like saying, oh, I changed this by 8. I multiplied by 4 once. I changed this to 12. Oh, I multiplied by 4 a second time. And then I multiply these two together. That's why we have to do it twice, or 4 squared. Because you change each side and then you multiply the sides. That's why it is double for area. Okay? So let's do this one. Draw a rectangle whose dimensions are 2 times as large. Alright? So when we draw that rectangle, that changes to 6. That changes to 10. Now remember, times 2, times 2, and then the 6 and the 10, which were both multiplied by 2, we change and multiply by each other. So the area over here is 15. I bet to get the area over here, it was changed by 2 squared, which is 4. I bet the area over here is 60. Because you see 1, 2, 2 2s. So it's like we're multiplying it by 2 twice, which would be 2 squared. The perimeter over here is 5, 8, so that'd be 16 for the perimeter. Over here it's 16, it's 32. So that is times the 2, just like everything else. So perimeter, it changes by whatever the multiplier is. Area changes by that multiplier squared. Next year you get to learn how to do volume with this. All right, so there's 16 for perimeter, there's 32. Hey, that's a multiply it by 2. 15 and 60. This times 2. Oh, that goes that way. This is times 4, which is 2 squared. So our rules stay true. All right, that's what we've got for you. Think about it a little bit. Look at it a second time or two.